So I recently purchased some Shimano XT pedals. I've been riding flats since I started mountain biking. I haven't gotten to clips. A lot of people told me you should probably try clips. It'll change your riding, but uh, I love the way flats feel. So I've had a few different pedals that I can compare these XTs with. The previous pedals I had were the Shimano Saints from back in the day. To give context on what I'm using for a bike, I ride a Da Vinci Cobain hardtail, so I don't have the rear suspension to stop my feet from bouncing around on the pedals. And with these pedals, with the smaller platform, when your feet start bouncing around, there's less places for them to land. And if the pins aren't gripping well enough, and if you can see these pins here, not the biggest pins in the world. If I show you the ones on the XT, it's a much more sizable pin that it comes with. Those are the stock pins that come with it. They're actually kind of smooth, and I didn't like that. I gave it one try, feet were slipping off the pedals, wasn't having them. With riding a hardtail, your feet are bouncing around a lot more, and having that larger contact patch, like the Crank Brothers stamps, it allows your feet to bounce, but still have a contact with a lot of the pins that on the pedal. I bought these instead of the stamps because working on these, doing any type of maintenance, was dead simple. It's just a matter of unscrewing this bolt. Shimano's even kind enough to tell you which way is tight and which way is loose. Pack it full of grease, tighten it back up, purge all the grease out of this seal right here, and you're good to go. Knowing that, look like the same sort of design on these XTs. I might need a special tool to get this taken apart though, which that kind of sucks, but if after I get the tool, it should be just as easy and keep these things going forever. I also keep the smaller pins in the middle. That's merely just for shin protection. I have enough scars, I don't need to add any more, and I got plenty of options around here to dig into my skin. But in terms of grip, compared to the old Saints, Crank Brothers stamp, and other ones like the DD compounds, I feel like these have more than the DDs, much more than the Saints. I feel way more planted to the bike than on the old Saint pedals. Now, a few things that I noticed with the pins here. Although I do enjoy grub screws, because I feel like you do get more grip on them. That's similar to what Crank Brothers uses for their stamps. The downside is they thread in from the top with an Allen key, but when you damage them, you damage where you're going to stick that Allen key. That makes it a little bit tougher. Now I know you can just get some vice grips, loosen these up and take them out and replace them. So that might be a problem in the long term, but I'll still take that as a good trade-off for added grip. Also, these pedals, if you do have larger feet, mine are size 11, so they're not too big, but these are larger than the Crank Brothers stamps. Not a reason to get them maybe 5mm difference. I think on the, I don't know if that's the height, but not too big of a difference, just a little bit bigger. They do come in two sizes, a small medium and a medium large, and with a medium large for size 11 feet. And I think they fit perfectly. This does have two pins on the inside. My feet rarely rest on those. I have to actually think about getting my feet that far inboard. I like to stand a little bit wider, but they're always resting on these pins and covering the rest of these. Now I find that on really choppy terrain, I'm still glued in. There's been a couple occasions where my feet have slipped a little too far forward, a little far back, but nothing that's caused any lack of control on the bike. Now overall, I would say that these pedals are great. My previous experience has been the stock ones that came on the Da Vinci and the Shimano Saints. Now the Saints were free, so I can't really complain, but I did find something lacking in the grip. These cost about half as much as the stamps, and you get just as much grip. I feel glued in just like I do on those. Plus they look awesome. I'd say if you're considering these pedals, buy them. They're awesome. If you get a good price like I did, they're well worth the money.